Greetings, I'm Epictetus, and this is Epic Tech, and have I got good news? Yes, it's true. We are so close, I can taste it. Check out that gravity. You see that 0.05 right there? Well, now it's 0.00. That's right, we're this close. So I'm actually going to build the last little bit by hand. It's just going to be easier than trying to stop this thing at just the right spot. Well, maybe, you know what? I am going to build at least a little bit more using this guy, but I'm going to drive by hand. Let's see. Oh, I need to disconnect from the connector. Oh, that's right. Hang on. Let's do this. Reset PB cruise. And then I set this guy up to disable. So we should be good now. Let's make sure that Tim's actually running. He's good. All right. There we go. So we'll have to see. Actually, I think if I do F8 and then hit F7, then I should be able to just kind of slowly All right, so let's go ahead and turn off these welders so I don't fry myself. Whoa. And then let's take a look. So 0.05, 0.05, 0.05, 0. Look at that. We're like one block away. My plan, at least my hope, is to be able to stand in 0.05 and jump straight up and end up in 0G. Ooh, we're really, really close. So I need to actually disconnect. Let's take the elevator out of the way. Now, the nice thing is, if I bring the elevator up into 0G, I don't have to worry about it. Oh, I love 0G sometimes. Whee! All right. Okay. Let's take a look. Okay, so if I stand right here on the top and I jump, oh, come on, jump. Oh, I don't quite make it. So let's see if, oh, I need armor blocks. Or I need steel plate, is what I said. That's exactly what I said. Shh. Let's do that for now. Okay. So, standing right here, I'm in 0.5 or 0.05. If I jump, come on, jump. Sweet. I end up in 0G. That is beautiful. So if I jump, come on, with dampeners off, I should continue drifting. Oh, I don't. Oh, it automatically turned dampeners back on. Oh, that's okay. I'm going to manually weld up this last little bit here. But I'm not going to put the corners on like that. I actually want to put in full-size blocks in the corners. So this is going to be the first point of our 0G station, or our new space station right there. That's going to be, it's really tempting to call this the floor, but I'll give you a little hint. This will not be the floor. This is actually going to be the ceiling. So I've got some interesting plans. I've already told you. I've got some really cool, I think, cool ideas. Where's my... Oh, there we go. Looking for the cargo container. Let's get everything we need for a conveyor tube and everything we need for a few armor blocks. Finish this little guy up while we talk. I love it. Let me also go ahead and get rid of that last projector because we definitely do not need it anymore. All right, and then because we're going to want access to it, let's go ahead and put a cargo container right here. And of course I didn't grab the parts for that. We don't have the parts for a cargo container. Great. Oh, but that's okay. Igor will take care of it. I think it's hilarious that Igor is still shooting parts up here. That is so great. So let me tell you a few things that I plan on doing with this new space station. Oh, it's such a gorgeous view. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. So one of the things I plan on doing is making the entire space station, for lack of a better term, upside down. So we're going to have a gravity generator, but we're going to be walking around like this. And we will look up to see the planet and to see the tower that extends to it. Cool, huh? I'm going to have as much glass as I possibly can around this thing. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put a couple of the pieces of glass in right now. But I need to be able to get some parts that I don't currently have. And we will be keeping the elevator builder around because I have some other thoughts that I might use it for. But it won't be there. It'll be moved off to one side or something. Hey, Igor, if you wanted to help out, this would be the time. You can just shoot up a few parts so I can get to that cargo container. No? It'll be here in a minute. The nanites have to travel 42 kilometers or whatever it is. Actually, I'm kind of curious. 42.23 kilometers from the bottom of the tower. That is pretty awesome. I'm also going to play around with a couple of other things. Like, I want to find out today, like I'm going to try it in just a few minutes. I want to see how long it would take to fall. Whoa. Okay. That must have been some nanites on their way up. That was crazy. Are they going to... I was hoping they were on their way up to fix the cargo container. Anyway, one of my plans is to see how long it takes to fall from this platform that's just barely on the edge of 0G all the way down, with full acceleration. Now, it will be with 300 meters per second because that's the speed mod I have installed, but I'm just curious what that would be. I wonder what is terminal velocity for a human body in Earth atmosphere. I don't know. Also, just a couple of years ago, there was that guy that did the tallest ever skydiving, and he actually had to start in effectively a spacesuit. And I've got to look up, I'll put it on the screen, how high he fell in comparison to what I'm about to do. But I'm actually going to, unlike him, I won't have a parachute, and I'm not going to use my jetpack. As a matter of fact, I was kind of thinking about seeing how far away from the platform or from the base of the tower I could land. So if I went running, how much of an arc that would create. Like, could I actually get enough sideways force that I would get all the way out to the stump? I don't know. I mean, that's space engineers physics isn't the same as regular physics. Normally, air resistance would kind of stop that forward momentum, and you would end up, basically traveling straight down again after not very far. Igor, seriously, I would love to have a working cargo container. I can't remember which side the connectors are on. Oh, there it is. You know that as soon as I get up here, he's going to finish it up. I'm going to paint this block right here red so I don't forget which side. Whoops. I don't want to forget which side the connectors are on, because it kind of gives me an orientation of where I am. I also wanted to put a camera down on this side. I bumped my visibility range all the way up to 50K. So in theory, we can see 50K in every direction and everything should be shown. The sightseeing camera. Just temporarily, I'm going to throw this cockpit right here. That way it'll refill all my stuff and whatnot. Okay, here we go. So this is the camera view. And if you're wondering, I have a mod installed that lets me actually move. And you can see that in the mod list that I have in the description of all my videos. I believe that the stump, I believe, is right over there. Oh, no, there it is. Wow. But yeah, that's not a very good view of the stump. But it gives you an idea of how far away we are. It's a long way. All right, it's science time. Okay, that was goofy. So here's the plan. I am going to run at full speed in that direction, which I think is approximately the direction of the stump. And not that I actually intend to get there, just more of a, we know that direction kind of fairly well. And I'm not going to jump. I'm not going to use my jetpack. I've already unloaded everything I own into the cargo container. And don't worry, you won't have to watch the whole fall. I'll speed it up. Here we go. I will turn around and look at the tower as I fall, though. I think that's almost their station. And we are traveling at 37 meters per second. Yeah, 0.06 gravity. That would be almost their station. All right, there's the mining barge thing, or mining ship I made to get more iron, and we are passing 100 meters per second. There's Midway Station. We're at 218 meters per second, and it's time to look down. Well, we're getting pretty close to the ground now. We're traveling at 307 meters per second, and I just started hearing wind noises. And crater time. Oh, bounce. Wow. How high did I bounce? Look at that. Oh, that was great. Okay, let's appear down on the spaceport station. A little bit of loading lag there. Let's go see if we can find the body. It's over here somewhere. Oh, you know what? I normally keep my body location invisible. Let's see if I can find it now. Oh, there we go. Well, I didn't do any damage to the surface of the planet, but I did bounce at least, is that 100 meters in the air? Oh, maybe not quite. There you go. About 95 meters up. It's a pretty good bounce. All right. Well, that was fun. I've never skydived quite that far before. Okay, I've never skydived at all. I'd love to someday, but not that far. That would be a little crazy. All right, here we are back up at the top of the tower. And I think it's time to do a few things just to start off. I don't want to reveal all of what I'm planning on doing until, well, until the beginning of next season. Because I've got some secrets, got some ideas, got some things that I want to show you guys, but not quite yet. What is this? Oh, that's the camera. Okay, got it. But there are a few things that I can show, and that is, first of all, this will be the center of the station. And like I was saying before, I'm planning on having glass all over the place here. So let's do that. So we'll put in some 2x3s in every direction like this. Is that the right way? Nah, of course it's the wrong way. I just realized that what I really want is 2x3s there and 3x3s there. Darn it. There we go. This is what I actually want. Well, not this. But this is actually what I want right here. So this is going to be basically an observation area. We're going to have the primary conveyor tube that feeds into the rest of the base going up like that. More like that. So cargo container there. And then we're going to have a floor. Like this. Approximately. And then we're going to have a gravity generator. We're going to have a gravity generator facing this direction, approximately like that. Let's grab the parts for that. Ooh, it makes noise. I never noticed a gravity generator made noise. But I'm going to really quickly, let's do show on HUD, info, show gravity range, and let's drop the field width and height way down, because I'm going to show you pretty much what I'm thinking. Oh, actually, that's really close. Ah, nope. Kind of. Okay. Let's do 15 by 15 by, yeah, 9. Okay. And personally, when I have artificial gravity, I like to keep it right around 0.6. 0.6 means that you can still jump higher, stay a little bit higher in the air, but it's not disorientingly bad, if you know what I mean. All right, so if this is the way I want it, which I think this is just about right, we'll be able to walk around, we'll be able to look down at the Earth, or Terra, or whatever it's called, but we'll be able to walk over here and jump and land, and then we can look up at the Earth, or whatever, the planet, you know what I mean. Pretty cool, huh? So like I said, this will just be an observation area. Most of the base will all be under artificial gravity, and I'll have to use multiple artificial gravity generators in order to do that properly. Eventually, I'm also going to put in my own Igor up here and probably shut off the ones down below because I don't want them trying to make stuff when they don't need to. And I'm thinking I wouldn't mind having a cargo container down here as well as up there. So let's do this to lock these together. There we go. And we don't really need this. We'll have walls on the outside that will serve to keep these two together. But we don't need them quite yet. The final version of this room will be quite a bit larger. But that kind of gives you an idea of the beginning of the plan for the space station. So the entire thing will be in this orientation. But I am going to be doing some fun things with gravity and a few other things that I think you might find creative. It's nothing that nobody else has done. I mean, even this tower, other people have done it. I don't know that a lot of people have done it and succeeded, but, you know, other people have done it. Other people have thought of it. I'm just going to approach things in a slightly different way than everybody else. It's kind of my thing. Is it? I don't know. Anyway, I love this. I love this idea. This worked out just exactly as I've been planning it. Looking down, jump. Nope. Hey, jump. There we go. And fall. And now we're looking up. That's kind of disorienting, but that's really cool. I love this game. I say that far too often, but there are things you can do in Space Engineers that you cannot do in any other game. Like other games wish they could do. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Okay. I am so excited to start work on everything else. I'm really tempted to make this a short episode just because I want to start working on this base. So next, we're down here at Almost Station. To turn off a projector for one thing. Didn't realize that was still going. What is going on? How many projectors do I have? That's obviously not the one. This one's red too. So that's not it. Is this one up here? Oh, I do still have a projector up here. Okay. I think this is what I was using to kind of get the tower going again. Well, we don't need it there. And we'll use the parts. Okay, so I've had a lot of questions about merge blocks and whether these bits of the tower could be merged together. And I've heard from several people that would completely corrupt the save. And that other people have said they've tried it and it's corrupted their save files, which makes sense from a programming perspective as well. You're going to end up somewhere along this way with coordinates that no longer fit in the variables that were meant to hold them. So let's put in a merge block and see what happens. I've already saved this as a different name. So we're just, so this isn't going to hurt anything. Ooh, I have all the parts for one of them. And the other, nice. Now, it should be as simple as just removing all of these landing gear. And more than likely my game will crash. That's really what I think is going to happen. But we'll see. And we probably won't be able to reload the save. All right. And now, for the moment of truth, this one right here. Well, the game didn't crash. That's really interesting. So let's see. Let's use our programmable block and see what the coordinate is way up here. Whoops. Oh, I'm still alive. All right, let's see what this says. 8,298, which is well past the theoretical maximum of 8,192. Interesting. Very interesting. So, obviously the game can handle it, but the next question is, can the save game handle it? Can I exit out and actually come back in and save this? Just for fun, I'm going to actually put in a conveyor tube here. I'm just thinking if I put a medical room right here, not like we're going to save this. Well, if nothing happens, maybe we will save this. I'd be really nervous about doing that simply because things could go horribly wrong in that process. Like, everything could be great, and then several versions down the road, I could end up with a completely unusable save file, and my whole world would be lost. So I probably will leave Midway and Almost Station the way they are, but I am really curious to see what goes horribly wrong. Yeah, let's give this a try. I'm going to go ahead and save here first. I want to see that thing pop up and say that it's saved. Saved. And let's go try reloading this. Well, go figure. I honestly did not expect this to work, but look at that. It does. Now, I'm not going to do this. We're not going to keep this save. I'm going to go take a look and see what it thinks that coordinate is. Let's see. Run. Yeah, 8,298. That's larger than the maximum number. By the way, a grid can be double that because it can actually go into negatives. So the actual maximum size for a grid, or for one direction in a grid, is 16,384. And I had a lot of people saying, hey, you can take that top piece of the tower and turn it over, and then you would get twice as much, because you can start going in the other direction. And you're absolutely correct, and that's a genius idea. There's just one, I wouldn't say problem, but there's just one thing to be aware of. This physical shapes, I'm going to end up having an issue with that because we're over halfway on the physical shapes. So, which, that's also not a hard limit, I don't think. It's just more of a recommended limit. Anyway, long story short, we're going to stick with what we've got, but I just find it really interesting the way everything works. Also, for those who aren't really sure why you see numbers like 8,192 and 16,384, 65,536, these weird numbers, and they keep seeming to pop up in games and that kind of thing. Why do I have a limit of 32 of this? Why not 30 or 40? Humans are used to working in decimal, so we find 10, 50, 100 as round numbers. Computers are used to working in binary, and in binary, something like 8,192 is a round number. As a matter of fact, that is the binary representation of 8,192. See, it's like a nice round number. Anyway, I just thought as a little, extra bit of information, I'd throw that in there. Because not everybody knows that. Okay, back to the other save. And we're back. Also, I wanted to clarify, I was thinking while the game was loading, that the reason that I didn't flip the tower over at Midway Station wasn't because I didn't think it would work. I actually didn't think about it until after Like, I didn't read the comment until after I'd already started work on it, and I thought, honestly, that I wasn't going to need an almost station. I thought I was going to make it, and, well, I was wrong. That's okay. Like I've said before, I don't mind being wrong. I actually like to be wrong, because I learned something every time. All right. Okay, couple more things that I want to talk about. One is I almost hate to say this because I know some people are going to be kind of disappointed in this, but I am not going to build an elevator. And there's people going, wait, what? Didn't you just... No. I want the tower. The tower is the biggest thing because the conveyor that runs on the inside of this tower is hugely helpful. It means that I can transfer items between the surface and this space station up here without any problems. I don't need to have drones. I don't need to fly things up and back manually, etc., etc. And that is a huge help. That's massive, especially for like ice and that kind of thing. And, you know, we can have processing down on the ground and we can have storage on the up here and all that kind of thing. So that tower with the conveyor, that's what I really, really wanted. The elevator was just kind of a bonus. I still might do it. Like if you guys really, really want to see me turn this into an elevator, I'll probably just go ahead and do it, but I'll probably never use it. I mean, it's not the fastest way to go from down there to up here. It'd look cool, and it'd be a fun engineering challenge, and that's honestly the biggest things I'm interested in. But it's definitely not going to be one of the first things we do in the series. The first thing we do in this series is this space station. And that's the thing I'm the most excited about. And I've got the coolest ideas for. The elevator, I've got some ideas. You know, I've even got ideas for making it go all the way from the top to the bottom and bypassing those stations. I do. They're kind of crazy, but, well, anyway. I think we're just about out of time for this episode, and that's kind of exciting to me because that means that I can start work on the next one. But the other thing I want to say is this week, just like as I'm recording this, I'm looking up at my stats page that's on my other screen here, and it says 4,089 subscribers. It was only a few weeks ago that I hit 3,000, and I just wanted to say thank you. 4,000 subscribers is more than I ever thought that I would get. I mean, granted, I'd love to have 4 million subscribers, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. Primarily because of what kind of channel this is. But, you know, I'm kind of setting my sights on 100,000. Why not, right? That would be cool. I would love that. I'm not going to be disappointed. I mean, if it stops at 4,000 and I never go past that, I'd still be a happy man. Like, I love this series and I love what I'm doing. It's a really fun hobby, but man, wouldn't it be cool to be able to do this full time? Just saying. That would be awesome. I could make some really neat videos. Thank you guys again. Thank you so much for making my channel a success, and I owe it to every single one of you, and I'm just constantly excited. Sorry, that's a little too much. I'm not a screamer. You know that. I tend to stay fairly calm most of the time, but I am really excited right now. If you can't tell, this is my excited voice. So now you know. That's kind of the range of things there. Okay, I'll stop babbling now, I promise. But as I say at the end of every episode, if you enjoy this kind of content, make sure and hit that thumbs up button. hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit that little alarm bell next to it so that you know that new stuff is coming out, especially the beginning of next season, which, by the way, there is going to be a little break. I don't normally break between seasons unless something's going on, but there is going to be a little break. I need to catch up on some projects, and I'm also going to be camping this weekend and that kind of thing. So if you don't see episodes for just a few of my normal release days, don't worry. They will be coming back. I'm way too excited about this space station to not come back. But as always, I'll see you next time on Epic Tech.